Hello friends, how are you all doing today? My name is Pratik and welcome to My Rebel Nutrition. Today we will be debunking some of the top myths associated with nutrition and COVID-19. COVID-19 pandemic has been hard on all of us. However, there has been a fair amount of misinformation circulating regarding it on the interwebs and social media. Let us take a look at top 5 myths associated with COVID-19 and nutrition. Since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, there have been a number of foods which have been marketed to boost your immune system. Now, can you boost your immune system overnight? You cannot. There is no food on earth which can help you boost your immune system instantly. The marketing, I must say, is very misplaced and highly disingenuous. What it does is takes foods like garlic, turmeric, and sometimes probiotics, foods like that, which are actually quite healthy for you and which should be a part of your daily diet, and they claim that they boost immune system and helps you fight COVID-19. Now, the human immune system takes a very long time to develop, weeks, months, maybe years. You cannot boost it overnight. If you have not been taking care of yourself, if you have not been eating healthy, and you think that I will mix turmeric in food or take some garlic and suddenly be protected against COVID-19, that's not how it works. So what you need to pay attention to is such foods are usually done to push up sales of a particular item. Like the other day I came across an immune boosting bread. So what was immune boosting about it? Apparently it had turmeric. Now this is highly misleading. These foods are not harmful for you. You will not be harmed if you take turmeric, if you take garlic, if you take probiotics. Rather, they are very healthy. They should be a part of your regular diet, but just don't expect it to be an immunomodulator or something that boosts your immune system. To protect against COVID-19, your best defenses are still social distancing, wearing masks, regularly washing your hands, and applying sanitizers. So don't expect a particular food item to help prevent COVID. This is one of the more ridiculous myths where alcohol was suggested as a cure for COVID-19. Now, why did this myth originate? Let's try to understand. Sanitizers which have alcohol have been shown to kill the coronavirus. Now, does that mean if you drink alcohol, you will kill coronavirus? The answer is no. There have been several ways this myth has been promoted. One of them is if you drink a little alcohol, keep it in your mouth, then the breath around you becomes sanitized. Now, this is absolutely false, and neither will alcohol kill coronavirus once it has entered your body. But rather, alcohol can harm you. Now, we do know that immune system cannot be boosted. However, regular consumption of alcohol is going to weaken the immune system. Now, you have to understand that the immune system works when you take good care of yourself by taking a good, healthy, balanced diet and exercising regularly. When you consume alcohol, especially in large quantities, it is going to suppress your immune system. It is going to weaken your immune system. And in fact, it has been shown that excessive consumption of alcohol is going to put you at a risk of pneumonia and tuberculosis. Besides, during COVID-19, many people are locked down, they are staying at home. Life is not yet back to normal in most parts of the world, and consumption of alcohol during such a time is going to play a huge role on your mental stress. So please do not take alcohol with the hope that it can help you kill coronavirus. Since the COVID-19 pandemic started, many people have been quite careless and others have been extra careful. What do I mean by extra careful? Well, they have been washing their produce, fruits, meat, everything with soap water. Now this is a very, very dangerous trend, and I'll explain to you why. Because the soap residues tend to remain in the food. Now if the soap residues such as formaldehyde tend to remain in the food, what happens? You are more likely to get gastrointestinal disorders, that means stomach disorders. And when you have stomach disorders, often the symptoms of COVID-19 are mimicked, such as tiredness, sometimes a little bit of dry cough, fever. These things often get mimicked, and that is not very helpful because it can confuse you. So when it comes to handling your produce, the best that you can do is wash in cold running water. Cold running water is really the best option for you. You don't even need to use warm water. But if you want to use warm water, you can, but don't like put lettuce and stuff in warm water because they tend to get wilted. I would say that if you want something extra, you can always wash it with baking soda, vinegar or lemon juice. These are all fine, but just don't use soap to wash your produce, meat, fruits, etc. Eating meat and fish does not cause COVID. Now, the origins of this myth spread because the COVID-19 virus was traced to a wet market in Wuhan, China. Now, because in a wet market there were different kinds of animals being handled along with seafood, there was a lot of intermixing going on. So the scientists are not very clear as to how it originated. But unfortunately, because of this, there were widespread rumors that eating meat or fish can cause coronavirus to spread, and you can get it from meat or fish. This is unfortunately not true. Firstly, any food which is cooked at a high temperature is going to kill the COVID-19 virus. Next, we need to understand that there have been no evidence or any recorded cases of COVID-19 spreading through the food itself. However, there are some safety measures that you still must take. For example, when you're handling meat or seafood, try to use different vessels to store them or cook them, and use a different chopping board to cut them. Cook them always at the right temperature. Do not undercook your meat and fish. You don't need to overcook, but cook them at the right temperature. And perhaps you could avoid raw food at the time being, though there is not very good evidence, but if you want to be extra sure, you could perhaps avoid raw food. But when it comes to raw food, it applies both to meat and fish as well as produce. So it is really your choice. But as far as the rumor goes, or the myth goes, that meat and fish spreads COVID-19, it is absolutely false. There is no evidence whatsoever. These rumors are often promoted by vested interest groups, somebody who wants to promote a particular type of diet, or some activist groups, but nutritionally, scientifically, there is no basis in this myth. Now, this myth requires a little bit of nuanced take. Vitamin D and some supplements like probiotics have been shown to reduce upper respiratory tract infections. However, that does not mean that they are a preventative against COVID-19. Now, what do we mean by this? Let us try to make sense out of it. Vitamin D supplementation, like probiotic supplementation, can help us, can help you reduce the duration of infection. Essentially, how it works is it is helping your immune system fight the infections, respiratory tract infections better. However, if you are going to take vitamin D or probiotics and hope for a protective shield against COVID-19, that is simply not going to happen. Vitamin D does not protect against COVID-19. But does that mean you should not take vitamin D? Again, the answer is no. You should continue to take vitamin D in your diet. It is a very important part of your diet, and it plays a very important role in our metabolic health. But do not expect it to provide any magical protection against COVID-19. As I said at the beginning of the video, your best bet always is going to be social distancing, wearing a mask, washing your hands regularly. I talked about 5 common nutrition myths that are associated with COVID-19. What do you think of them? Are there any other myths that you can think of? Be sure to let me know in the comment box below. If you like the content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.